Thank you, Dr. Nikolayenko. Next up, you know him. He has an 85% win rate in Clash Royale, perpetrator of over 2 minor car accidents. He's known on campus as the kid with the weird back problems. Give it up for the last comic standing, the mother of dragons, and your 2026 Lord of the Manor, Henry Tremblay.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? All right, that's good to see. You guys are awesome. You're so smart, all of you. Respect. All right. I would just like to say that I am very honored to be considered as your Lord of the Manor this year. Fordham has been my home for the past 4 years, and I have to say, Lord of the Manor is a much better title than that lonely loser who lives in an O'Hare single. Is he an RA? No, he just didn't submit his housing information in time, and now he lives alone. It is also a way better nickname than the one I had in high school. Let's just say, Lord sounds way cooler than late bloomer. While on the subject of titles, Fordham's official words are to go forth and set the world on fire. So to prove how committed I was to that ideal, last year I accidentally set off the fire alarm at 4 a.m. in Findlay by burning popcorn, causing the entire building to evacuate. Was the fire department called? Yes. Did a Jesuit give me a pat on the back? Also, yes. Why? Because I followed directions. Just like any good Catholic. Okay. A big part of going to Fordham was the community cultivated here. A community cultivated out of universally shared experiences. Experiences like being approached by the terrifying territorial goose mom, or having to evacuate at 4 a.m. because of burnt popcorn, or being asked where I go to school and having to say that, no, it's not the University of Florida. It's Fordham University. And if I did live in Florida, I wouldn't look like Timu Michael Cera. Okay, I probably would. Anyways, I won't lie to you, some of these experiences were a little frightening. Adjusting to a new school is a scary experience. Falling behind in class is a nerve-wracking experience, but it doesn't matter how old you are. There's nothing scarier in this world than ordering a sandwich and being made fun of by a bunch of Fordham prep students. Public safety can save you from a lot, but they cannot save you from high school sophomores saying that you look chopped, or that they'd hate to look like that when they turn 30. I'm 22. All right, speaking of scary experiences, at a liberal arts college, one of the scariest things you can do here is signing up for the wrong class. You don't want to end up in some fake, made-up course like, I don't know, finite math, or God forbid, French. I wasn't careful enough, and I ended up taking some pretty weird classes. Classes like advanced dolphin whispering, crying for beginners, how to apologize 202, or my personal favorite, Introduction to Unemployment 101, also known as anthropology. Sorry. Your study of humans, it's awesome, okay. While I did enjoy the variety of classes offered at Rose Hill, I always thought I was missing out by not taking some Gabelli classes. I always wish I could have taken those like advanced next level classes they had. Courses like addition, subtraction, radical self-care. Excuse me. I don't want to be too mean to the intelligence of Gabelli students. They are very smart. All I'll say is, there is a reason the Fordham bookstore sells crayons. Okay. I'm joking, they're not here, it's okay. Now that we have reached the end of our college experience, I decided to look back on my senior year of high school and see, why did I decide to choose Fordham University? Now, I chose Fordham because I, like a lot of you, wanted to be in New York and go into the city as much as possible. Then, I had one Lincoln Center class, sat in the back row, puked on some poor LC girl, then decided to spend 90% of my time at Rose Hill. Looking back at my freshman year at Fordham, it is amazing to see truly how much has changed. Everything from the CAF to tuition to McShane to tuition again to even a new logo to tuition again. No, I'm joking. When they first announced they were going to change the Fordham logo, I was a little hesitant. But okay, hold on. When they decided on something that was the perfect mix of Facebook and Lord Farquaad, I was on board. It makes me feel like I'm in the social network, which is kind of perfect because, like Mark Zuckerberg, I have a hard time socializing. Okay. Speaking of Mark Zuckerberg, at Fordham, as a class, we experienced the AI revolution. My Fordham academic experience became defined by ChatGPT, Claude AI, Sora AI, perhaps the most threatening of all, the Grubhub robots that deliver sandwiches. As a political science major who did not put enough time into networking, those robots are probably the biggest threat to my career. See you at Little Caesars, y'all. Okay. I don't think any of us should fear our job prospects too much. After all, Fordham boasts a long and successful line of alumni, including Alan Alda, who played a fake doctor on TV, setting the standard for all the STEM students who use ChatGPT to become fake doctors as well. Another famous alumni is Regina Hall, who stars in the Scary Movie franchise, a franchise loosely based off of her experience as an RA in Alumni Court South. That's right, I full named it. Okay, fun net fact, the basement of Keating Hall actually served as the setting for The Exorcist. And if you've ever taken a midterm in that basement, you'd understand that it truly encapsulates the feeling of being harassed by a supernatural demon. Speaking of Fordham fame, Fordham is also the alma mater to the incredibly talented Lana Del Rey, whose music, yeah, shout out, I guess, whatever, I guess. Is she here? No, okay, never mind. Her wonderful experiences with the dating scene at Fordham were their inspiration for beautiful songs with happy and upbeat names such as Blackest Day, Shades of Coal, Chemtrails Over the Country Club, and her happiest of them all, Sad Girl. You hear beautiful songs like Young and Beautiful and you're like, there's no way she wrote this about a Fordham dude. Maybe it wouldn't be Young and Beautiful, maybe more like Chopped and Broke. Okay, go. God bless. All right. Lana Del Rey is the inspiration for students everywhere who have been ghosted in the basement of Rods. All right, maybe that was just me. If anyone does have a crush on me, now is the time. All right, worth a try. Okay. Speaking of Rods and Keating, Rose Hill is famous for its buildings, beautiful pieces of Gothic and modern architecture. Some of the names are a little intimidating though, like Martyrs Court, Tyranny Hall. I've never even met someone who lives in Tyranny Hall, and that's because it's not real. They announced they'd be constructing some new dorm buildings. They haven't announced the names yet, but if they're anything based off of those old ones, I think they're going along the lines of Chamber of Wrath, the Tower of Agony, and my personal favorite, the Palace of Vengeance. You have to be Gabelli to get into that one. I don't know why I'm giving them such a hard time, I'm sorry. Some of the buildings here are so old that I struggle a bit. All year I thought my window was built into the wall. Like one of those you couldn't open. I tried everything. I put a work order in, I called public safety. The trick that worked, my mom came in and opened it on the first try. Turns out the only building I should have been going to was the gym. Fordham truly does boast a robust athletics department, though. Many students deal with a freshman 15. That's okay, but I personally was able to lose about 30 pounds at this school, all thanks to their awesome weight loss program, also known as having to eat the cat food every day. When I say food, you say poisoning. Food? Food? Shout out Urban Kitchen. Okay. I know I poked a lot of fun at Fordham, but I really did enjoy it here. To my family, thank you for supporting me these past 4 years. To my friends, thank you for always being here despite my antics. And to anyone I accidentally knocked to at senior ball, I'm sorry. They played Cupid Shuffle and you were in the way. Before Fordham, I had gone to public school my entire life, and making the transition to a school that was Catholic and private was very daunting, especially with the creepy red glowing candle ceremonies at the beginning. Sorry, orientation leaders. Yes, it's sweet, but it's also terrifying. Ultimately, what I came to love about this school was the students and professors that made it up. That's you guys. I found I could truly depend on some of the friends I made at this school, and I couldn't thank you more. From campus shows to Pres Ball to basketball games to late nights on Eddie's, this is a campus that lifts each other up and celebrates the victories of others. When you go out into the world, you realize how rare a thing that truly is and how valuable this community is. I couldn't have asked for a better experience if I tried, and I want to thank you for the past 4 years. You're all incredibly talented, and I'm so proud to have met you all. Use your gifts for good and protect those that are lost, alone, or without a voice. And perhaps one day, when you need help, they will help you in return. Remember, no one is illegal, and every single person is worthy of your love. To quote my all-time hero, Robin Williams, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, always. Duke of Belmont signing out. Thank you.